Ever think about whether your doctor could, predict your future health? Not with some crystal ball, but with data and a seriously powerful new partner, AI. Okay, let's dive into this amazing world of computational medicine and see how it's about to change, well, pretty much everything.
We've all been there, right? You get a standard treatment, but it just doesn't quite hit the mark for you like it does for someone else. And that's because we're all so biologically unique. The whole one-size-fits-all idea, yeah, it's becoming a thing of the past, and that's a really good thing. So what's the alternative?
Well, the alternative is this right here. It's called computational medicine. And simply put, it's all about using the incredible power of computers, machine learning, and data science to build these super detailed models of our own health. It's a huge shift from guesswork to data-driven precision.
So how does this actually work in practice? Well, it all starts by finding these clear, predictable patterns inside what is, the beautiful chaos of our own biology.
Just think about it for a second. Your entire health history, from your genetics to every single doctor's note, it's like this giant puzzle. All the clues to preventing and treating disease are buried in there, but there's way too much for any single person to sort through on their own.
Now, this is where it gets really cool. This image here shows us exactly how an AI sees that data. It's called a heat map. See, each column is a patient, and every row is a different biological marker. The AI scans all this genomic and clinical data, picks out these subtle patterns in the colors, and then uses them to predict who's going to respond to which treatment. It's literally sorting patients to get them the right therapy and way faster.
And listen, this is not science fiction. This approach is already leading to some incredible breakthroughs. I mean, we're talking about predicting future diseases before they even really start. And we're doing something called patient stratification, which is just a fancy way of saying we can figure out who needs a specific treatment most urgently. This is cutting-edge stuff getting published in the world's absolute top scientific journal.
Now, I know what some of you are probably thinking. Is some AI robot going to replace my doctor? And the answer is a huge, resounding no. This next part is all about collaboration.
And this quote from the research really just hits the nail on the head. It's about the tight integration of human experts and intelligent machines. The goal here is to create a partnership, right? The AI gives the insights, and the doctor uses their experience and their human judgment to make the best possible call. And this just shows you that it's a total team sport. I mean, building these tools requires everybody to be at the table. You've got the clinicians on the front lines, the biologists who get the deep science, social scientists who understand human behavior, and, this is so important, the patients themselves. They are actually co-designing these things to make sure they're genuinely useful. But of course, none of this is going to work if we can't trust the technology. And that brings us to maybe the most critical piece of this whole puzzle, making sure medical AI is safe, reliable, and something we can all actually understand. That's a huge task, because it means building systems that aren't just smart, but also fair and rigorously tested. And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? If an AI gives a recommendation, but we have absolutely no idea why, well, it's just a black box. And you can't trust a black box with something as important as your health. No way. So the solution is to move away from that black box model and towards something called explainable AI, or XAI. So on the left, a black box just spits out an answer. But on the right, an explainable AI, it gives you the answer and it shows its work. It provides the evidence-based reasons for its recommendation. It basically opens up the box so everyone, doctors and patients, can see what's going on inside. Building that trust really comes down to three key pillars. First, explainability. We just covered that. Second, patient involvement, making sure these tools are built with people, not just for them. And third, and this is huge, privacy. Researchers are developing these amazing techniques that let them analyze data across hospitals without ever pooling or exposing sensitive patient information. It's security by design. So what's next? What's on the horizon? Well, it's the same tech that's powering all those chatbots everyone's talking about, large language models, or LLMs. And while you probably know LLMs from, writing an email or asking a funny question, their potential in a medical setting it's truly revolutionary. This isn't just about language. It's about understanding complex information and context on a massive scale. So check this out. Here are just 3 game-changing ways LLMs could be used. First, they can intelligently fill in the gaps in our messy health records. Second, they can act like a translator, taking all that complicated medical jargon and explaining it in simple terms for patients. And third, they can provide those crucial, traceable explanations,
linking an AI's advice right back to the clinical evidence.
And that kind of brings us full circle, back to the most important point. Every single piece of this technology, from the data analysis to the LLMs, is being designed with one single goal in mind: to strengthen the trust between you and your doctor. It is all about empowering, not replacing.
So, as we look to the future, the question isn't really whether it's going to be human or machine running the show. The real question is, just how powerful can that partnership become? And this new frontier of computational medicine, well, it suggests the answer is powerful enough to change all of our lives for the better.